people have heard about the Bitcoin treasury strategy. Can you walk us through step by step the Metaplanet story from where you guys kind of started, things weren't going so well, what was the decision-making process like, and then how did you eventually kind of get started with this?
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much. So I started my career actually at Goldman as a derivatives trader. I was working in Tokyo. Did that for 5.5 years and decided to become an entrepreneur and moved to Thailand, started a hotel company. Grew that hotel company to 30 properties across Southeast Asia. We ultimately re-entered the Japan market. And then COVID happened. And COVID was obviously a very difficult period for those in the hospitality industry. And there was a lot of soul searching at the depths of COVID. Most of our markets were forcibly closed. We had no choice but to close the doors, and we had zero revenue. I think no business person expects to have zero revenue in their kind of worst models. And I guess I was sitting there watching podcasts and watched Michael Saylor talk about his journey, and at the beginning of 2020 thinking about what to do with his company, with his $500 million, I suppose, of cash at that time, and where to deploy that, explored all sorts of different opportunities, and then came to the conclusion that Bitcoin was where he wanted to place his company's money. And that was still early on. We were in the middle of COVID, still trying to survive, trying to raise capital. And I think it must have been 2023, towards the end, when we really had no choice. The Japanese regulator had, our auditor had put a going concern footnote in our financials, which makes it very difficult to operate. And at that time, our board and shareholders said, try something, try anything. And I was quite passionate about Bitcoin on the side for some time. It was something that I dabbled in from as early on as 2012. And was always really finding a path where we could connect business with Bitcoin. And so at the end of 2023, sat the board down and said, let's explore this. Let's investigate how we can go about adopting Bitcoin as our treasury reserve asset. So it was a number of months of sort of hard work, but in April of last year, we formally adopted a Bitcoin standard. Our market cap at that time was only $12 million. So it was the beginning of a very exciting journey.